we are talking about the greatest fighter of all time. Do we give the heavyweight division a mulligan for John Jones coming up, making the number one contender into mincemeat? Do we give them a mulligan because we are talking about the number one fighter of all time? So can we still say, hey, the heavyweight division is still or it's crazy talented? It's just there's just that one guy, that came along after clearing out his division, a couple of phases of that division, you know what I mean, of fighters, of generational fighters, and then moved up. Can we give him a mulligan?
I think they need to evolve, and they need to evolve fast. That's all I can say. They need to evolve very quickly, because if they don't, the next guy that can come in there and possess multi-facets, like what Anthony Smith said, John's only good at everything. He's a little bit good at a whole bunch of things. The next guy that comes in that's a little bit good at everything and can put it all together is going to dominate the division. I'm not saying that. Look, there's clearly a big gap. The guys up there are either going to take you down and wrestle you or try to knock you out. That is what the heavyweight division has been built on. That is what it's built on. All right? We had Overeem that was kind of talented with the striking, but Overeem was on over something, and when he got off of it, he was a natural fighter. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I will say it again. The heavyweight division needs to evolve to a much more complete fighter, period. Every other division has evolved to complete fighters, but still the strikers seem to have the edge in some other divisions, but they have enough to not get beat down in submission and get held down there, and some of them do good on there. So this division needs to definitely step their game up, because 2 minutes and 8 seconds could be the next 5 fights for John, for the next 5 guys that come in there.
Bro, 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Is this an accurate depiction of what we saw Saturday night when John Jones took out Ciryl Gane?
Bang, bang, bang. Wait.
Is
that what we saw Saturday night?
What we saw. I'm just saying. Look, I don't know if Ciryl Gane thought that he was going to go in there and get some patty kicks off and do that little filling out thing. He went in there with a guy that was in the ring like, do you know I'm coming to end you? I told you I'm going to make this look easy. I said this time and time again, and you sat on the other side and said some stuff like, this guy, who does this guy think he is? I just showed you who I think I am.
Yeah. Facts.
You came in there, you had a look in your eye, you were scared, you didn't know what to think. You was, is he going to take me down now? Well, you didn't even think the fight, and you got destroyed. If they run that fight back again, John punches you, takes you down. You hit John, he takes you down. You are exposed. You are exposed. If I am Blades right now, I want you. I want you just because I know that I can just take you down, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. Easy,
Curtis
dub.
Razor Blades.
Easy, dub. Easy. I know Curtis was like, barbecue chicken. Barbecue chicken. That's what we
barbecue chicken. That's Shaquille O'Neal. Well, I don't think Ciryl Gane's ever going to be back inside of the octagon with John Jones, but everybody knows who's next on the dais, and that's former champion Stipe Miocic, who's hailed as the greatest heavyweight of all time because he's got the most title defenses in the division.
3.
I mean, you can take that for whatever it is. With that being said, Stipe Miocic is next. John Jones wants that fight. That's the fight. That's really the only fight to make right now, with Francis Ngannou not being, in the discussion, not even being in the promotion. I throw to this video here. John Jones definitely sent a staunch warning to one Stipe Miocic. I'm going to go ahead and play it, and then immediately after, go ahead and take off, bro, and let me know what you think.
All right.
I say it respectfully to Stipe. I would take time off from being a firefighter right now, and I mean that with all due respect. my whole world is going to be focused on him. This is the biggest opportunity in my life to beat the heavyweight GOAT, and I'm going to give it everything I got, absolutely everything I got. Stipe's talking about the fact that he's heavier than me right now. His head's already in the wrong spot if he thinks weightlifting is going to beat me. He'll never be younger than he is right now. He'll never be faster. And I'm going to not only beat Stipe Miocic, I'm going to finish Stipe Miocic before the championship rounds.
Thoughts?
Well, first off, every time that man has said something like that, he has delivered. Delivered. Stipe,
Actuals.
you better take this serious. You better take that time off. You better do whatever it is you need to do. Kiss your wife, hug your kids, go in the gym, put a cot in that gym, put John Jones posters all over the place. You better figure out what it is that you want to do, because I don't think this man is playing. He's got that cold-blooded look in his eye. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, I'm glad I'm not Stipe. Glad I ain't Stipe.
How much of it is gamesmanship, trying to get a mental edge over an intimidation factor? How much of it do you think that is? Hey, you just saw what I did to the number one contender. You better stop, fighting fires and get in that damn gym, buddy. How much of it is that?
I think he's honestly, brutally being honest, telling Stipe, look, bro, if you want to be a GOAT, you want to throw this thing around like you're good, and if I come in there and make you look like this, I warned you. He's warning you.
You've been warned.
You've been warned. This ain't even no psychological war games right now. He's just basically saying, I want to sell some tickets. My fans know what I can do. We all know what I can do. What can you do? What are you going to bring? Because I'm telling you what I'm going to do.
Well, Stipe had a chance to respond. He says, I'm going to train my ass off, and I'm going to go in there and beat that ass. 100%. No question. You'll see in July. You'll see what the difference is. I'll tell you right now. There you go. What is your response to Stipe's response?
Keep that energy all the way through that training camp. I believe
Keep that energy.
Keep that energy. I believe he will. I'm not going to sit here and trash Stipe. I'm not going to sit here and say anything like, because John said something. Listen. Stay focused. Don't try to be buddy. Don't try to, I don't know what to tell you, Stipe. Just whatever you got to do, just do it. I don't know, just do it. The man told you to train, you better train like you ain't never trained before. If you running up 5 hills, you better run up 10 hills. If you know what I'm saying? If you squatting 1250 or whatever, you better squat 13.
He said you better listen to Coach Jones.
You better train for 10. You're wrestling a man in there, you better find a bear. If I was you, I'd take my butt to Kakistan or wherever Nabib is and go over to Dagestan and go over there and train with them. He threw the offer out to Ciryl Gane. I think if I was you, I would go do it. I wouldn't go and train with DC. I would just go train with Khabib. I think you need that, man.
Yeah. I don't know if I see that happening. I mean,
no.
These guys have a lot of pride and bravado. Does he really want to go and train at Team Velasquez, Team Cormier? Even if they're not there, I doubt that. But I mean, it's possible. Last thing on John Bones Jones for the moment.
Yeah.
John Jones obviously is a special fighter. I mean, that's even putting it lightly. That's putting it real fucking lightly. This is a video of him breaking down when he defeated Daniel Cormier and his mindset going in, if you will. I wanted to play John Jones' mindset that he eloquently, spoke to the press after, the fight was over. I want your thoughts on him breaking down the process, so to speak.
He was like, the whole wrestling community is against you right now. And we have something to prove, John. We have to show these guys that if you went D1, that you would have been a national wrestling champion. If you would have went for the Olympics, you would have placed at the Olympics. Because your dream got cut short and you had a kid and you had to give up wrestling doesn't mean that you can't wrestle with these great wrestlers. And as far as beating him in somewhat of his own style. You know, I watched him fight so much that I actually absorb who he is. I absorb grinding. I absorb, you know, I watched him hold my boy Frank Mir against the cage, and I was just like, I see what you're doing there. And just watching my opponent so much, I start to subconsciously inherit their talent and their gifts. And so a lot of times you see me do exactly what they would want to do to me, I'd end up doing it to them.
Thoughts?
That's what you
I mean,
call.
that's some cold shit, bro. I'm just saying.
That's what you call putting a laser on a sniper rifle and watching your target all day and letting them know that I could take this shot whenever. That is a level of focus and detail. Even when he said that stuff about Ciryl, that is a level of detail that I think a lot of fighters don't pay attention to, but only the greats do. Like Floyd Mayweather's, but his uncle and his father, they paid attention to a level of detail. And it just top fighters have that skill just to be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like just to read that.
And not just top fighters though, like the special bunch, the ones that are the ones that have entry to that upper room, if you will, that special room, that illustrious room, prestigious room that not all are gain entry to. You know what I mean? Those level, you know.
They're willing to go there to lose their self to gain something on you and deliver it. That is a level of detail that I think a lot of fighters lack. I think a lot of coaches lack. I think they see talent. I think they see certain things and be like, oh, we can build on this. But when fighters like John, they build the whole package. They see everything. When he walks out to the ring, I bet you John's watching that. He's probably doing what Tim Grover does, counting the steps it took for him to get in the ring, how many steps he took in the fight, how many times he pivoted off his right to throw a punch, how many times he pivoted off his left. When a guy is doing that much detail on you, you're going to lose. You're going to lose.
Hey, you're probably 100% right with that. I mean, John Jones, like, it's like not only does he have all the gifts physically to get the job done in the cage, but I just feel like he's ahead of the game from a mental aspect, which is crazy to say considering like all of the out of the cage incidents that he's been involved in. But you know, obviously that's not setting him back, you know, athletically. Yeah. So
I was going to say, real quick, I'm sorry, brother. The out of the cage thing when it comes to mental fighting and being mentally strong has nothing to do inside the cage and being able to lock in. I think his out of the cage thing is for him to be able to release that focus, that level of detail that takes so much of his energy. And that goes for a lot of other people, that when you dial in like that and your mind is so laser focused, the only thing you can do sometimes is release. And sometimes the release is it feels so good, not meaning like pleasure-wise, but just you don't have to think about that you lose yourself into whatever it is that you're doing, you know? And there's a pro and con to being that detailed in work and that detailed in fighting and that detailed in anything, man. There's pros and cons. It's a beautiful mind.